Hey guys, I'm Oskip, and today we will technically be creating a part 2 to my previous Avengers build by creating the scene from the planet Titan. I start off the same way I do with every one of my builds, and that's by terraforming the landscape and the environment. I started by creating a 1000 by 1000 area of red sand, and then proceeded to build up the rocky ground to create an uneven and rough surface. When we see Titan in the film, the landscape is very red and rocky, and I wanted to try and recreate that by predominantly using red sand and then mixing in a few different materials to break up the colour and add some variation. Once that was done, I fly up and start to create the main body of the starfish ships that clutter the environment in the movie. This will be my main focus of attention on this build, as I already had the Q ship created from my previous video, which you can watch with the link in the description. As you can see, I start to build this dome on the top of the body, which I eventually come back and change later on in the video. I add in some bold shapes and details around the main body and then start building out the shape of one of the legs that protrude out of the body. Once I'm happy with the shape, I then add in some details and the metal plating that surrounds it to add some more depth. Now the reason I call it a starfish ship is because, you guessed it, it looks like a starfish, or close to one at least, with a few extra legs. I copy and rotate the leg that I'd already built around the main body, making sure that they're on the correct angle. I then begin to build these extra sections on the back of the legs to attach them to the main body. Finally, I copy and paste the remaining legs to the other side of the ship, and then begin to rework the top of the dome, as I wasn't happy with how it looked earlier. This time I create a half sphere at the centre and etch in the design that I was looking for. Once done, I flip the dome the opposite way around and pasted it onto the underside as well. Now off to the side, I pasted in the finished version of the ship and started making duplicates at different rotations that I could copy onto my clipboard and paste into the environment. Before I do that though, I wanted to make some small adjustments to the Q ship that I missed out previously. Now that I've seen the film, I decide to add the 2 thrusters on either side of the ringed ship. Now as you can see, I start by placing the starfish ships around the sandy landscape, trying to replicate the look that it had in the film, or from certain shots in the trailer. I adjust and rotate them in different directions until I'm happy with the result. Now in the movie, when they land on the planet Titan, they mention the lack of gravity that there is on the destroyed planet. So I went around to all of the ships and began adding debris floating in the air and around them to show the state that the planet was left in. Once I was happy with the way that all the ships were set in place, I rotated the Q ship on an angle and pasted it in to try and replicate where they crashed on the planet. I make some final adjustments and rotate this ship on more of an angle, and I cut and paste some of the legs at more of an angle to add more debris to the crash site. And that just about wrapped things up. I hope that you guys enjoyed watching this as much as I enjoyed building it. If you haven't already, then why not subscribe? It would mean the world to me and help you keep in touch with any future videos that I have coming out. Apart from that, I'll see you in the next video.